Amanda, and this is my channel, Amanda Colors. Today I am going to be doing something new, something that I've really loved about being part of the ColourTube community and on other social media is connecting with other colorists. It's really fun. I really enjoy getting to know people from all over the world, and we share a common interest. It's so great. And one of the people who I have really connected with and we've become fast friends is Megan from Disney Meg's Colouring. And so today we are both filming a video answering the same questions while we colour the same picture. So make sure you check out Megan's video. I will put a link to her channel in the description. And yeah, we should just get started. So every month Megan has a hashtag colouring prompt where she chooses a letter from the alphabet, and we all colour either a book that starts with that letter, the illustrator could start with that letter, the subject in the picture could start with that letter, or you could even use mediums that start with that letter. And the letter for August is A, because August starts with A. And also in the US, it's kind of back to school time, and Megan associates apples with teachers and going back to school. So A is a fun letter, plus A for Amanda, so it's got to be pretty good. So Megan and I have chosen to colour a page out of Chris Roniak's latest Morning Scribbles colouring book, which you can download from his website, which I will also put a link to in the description. And just let me find the page. I should have tagged it, but I didn't. Where is it? I'm probably going the wrong way. This one right here. So it's A for astronaut, because we've got a little astronaut frog and a little alien friend. Actually, alien also starts with A. So I'm going to colour this picture, or at least get as much of it done as I can, while I answer some questions that Megan will also be answering. I'm going to be using my Copic Chow markers because I love them, and I especially love using them with Chris's illustrations, because I don't know, it just works really well and I really like it. So I might zoom you in a little bit. And I think I have also worked out my the issue that I was having with being able to see what I'm filming. So I have been able to connect my phone to my computer so I can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So hopefully from here on in I won't have as many issues going on. Okay, so where shall I start? I might start with Mr. Froggy, and I'll start with his shadows, I think. So I'm going to use, where are we? Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm still trying to get my directions right. Okay. So it is the YG67 Moss Copic Chow marker. And I'm just going to go in. One of the great things about Chris's illustrations is most of them are grayscale. So he's already showing you where to put your shadows, which is great. I don't know why I'm going so rough. I don't usually colour this rough. Okay, let's get into the questions. So question 1 is, what colouring technique would you like to improve? So for me, that would have to be coloured pencils. it might seem like a surprise, but I have just used markers so much more than pencils, and it is what I prefer to use. But I have just seen so many gorgeous illustrations, coloring pages that have been colored with pencil, and in a lot of ways they actually offer they offer more variety in how you can color a page. So I think that is something that appeals to me, and I would really like to improve my skills coloring with pencils. I now have a couple of sets of beautiful pencils as well as some cheaper ones, and I have been playing around with it a lot more. But I'd like to develop that skill, and I guess it's one of those things that it's just practice, equals progress. I'm trying to stay away from trying to make things perfect, because it's a really big issue for me as a graphic designer and as a creative person in general. Perfectionism, and it's just not helpful. And it can become a real hindrance, really. So practice makes progress, and I'll keep practicing with pencils. So the marker I used just then is the Spring Dim Green G82. Question number 2, what medium would you like to try? There's a lot. I would like to try, well, I have already tried a couple, but I guess it kind of feeds into the first question. I would like to try using pastels more for backgrounds and things, and also watercolors, because I think that would be a lot of fun to add embellishments and things like that to pictures. What is there that I haven't actually tried? Oh, I haven't tried watercolor pencils, so that would be fun to try that out. I guess as I develop my skill with just regular color pencils, that may be, I don't know, I kind of feel like using watercolor pencils might be a bit easier than using straight watercolors. I don't know why I get that impression, but yeah, I kind of have that feeling. So yeah, I'd like to try watercolor pencils. Just adding some shadows to his spacesuit. I'm thinking to do it white, but it might be fun to do a color. No, I think I'll do white and then I'll add some colored bits. So this is a marker, get your directions right, Amanda. Where is it? Cool Grey number 3, C3. And then I'll go in with Cool Grey and number 1, this way, C1, to color the highlighted areas. I've already seen Megan's finished picture, and she's done such an incredible job, so you really need to make sure that you head over and watch her video too, because it is incredible. Okay, question 3. If you could only eat one cuisine forever, what would it be? I think for me, it would have to be Mexican. I love Mexican food. However, I had stomach surgery a few years ago, and since then I have not been able to eat spicy food, so it has to be mild Mexican. But nevertheless, I absolutely love Mexican food, and that would be what I would like to eat for the rest of my life. So I think I might do some of the little details on his suit blue. So I have chosen, let's get them both going the same way. Pale blue, which is B32, and hydrangea blue, which is BV13. So the secret, well, it's not really a secret, but what I like to do with colouring is basically find at least 2 colours for one colour. So you want a darker version of a colour, and then a lighter version of the same colour. So for doing these blue areas, even though the overall effect will end up being blue, I have used a dark and a light to create the blue. And it just kind of helps make your images look a little bit more finished, a little bit more maybe not professional, but you know, just take your colouring to the next level, which I think is really nice. And it's a really simple thing to do. So especially with markers, they well, good markers, they blend really well together, and it just kind of, yeah, helps make things look that little bit better. I might make his gloves blue too. Sorry if I'm breathing really loudly and sound a bit stuffed up. I've had really bad allergies, and I'm minding my sister's dog who I am allergic to, so I'm very congested at the moment. All my sinuses are swollen up, but that's okay. She's a beautiful dog, and the weather's just been a bit yuck. It's winter here in Australia, so we've had very changeable weather actually, which doesn't help with sinuses and things. Might do his patches here blue too. But I'm very thankful that I still have not had COVID, and I haven't caught the awful flu that's going around here in Australia either. So I'm very, very thankful for that. Did I do this bit? I'm not sure that I did. And his little patch here. Okay, question 4. What is your proudest moment? That's a tough one. What would my proudest moment be? Well, a number of years ago, I did manage to, I've always had a weight problem, but I did manage to lose 75 kilos, which I think this is a very rough conversion, but I think it's about like 150 pounds. So it was a lot of weight, and you know, I was doing really, really well, but unfortunately due to my health issues and other things, I've put on a lot of weight, and I'm very big again. But you know, the fact that I was able to do that was a very proud moment. Watching my niece and nephew grow up has been a proud, like, they just make me proud. They've been through a lot, and I am just so proud of the young woman and the young man that they're growing up to be. Yeah, I think they're probably my proudest moments, or the things that I'm most proud of. There I just used Crimson R32, Carmine, sorry, for some extra color, and I might just do a little dab of purple on this last little bit here. and that is a Copic sketch marker, which is Pale Blackberry V25. Okay, question 5. If you could meet any living celebrity, who would it be? That's a tough one too. I would probably have to say I would really like to meet Celine Dion. I have always loved to sing, and you know, my teen years were in the 90s when Celine was, you know, at her peak of celebrity and producing music and all of that. And she just has an incredible voice. Like, yeah, I think it would be so cool to hang out with her. And she seems like quite an interesting, eccentric person too, which I think, you know, hanging out with her would be fun. So yeah, I think probably Celine Dion. I'm not really like big into celebrities. I don't know, I just never really have been. I've had a chance to meet a few Australian celebrities, if you want to call them that. I've met Michelle Bridges, Gary from MasterChef, Matt Moran, yeah, a few different people. Tara Dennis. I just used that purple again here on the on his little pack, and I'm gonna use some darker purple for some other little bits. I don't know if you can see, but I'm using the brush tip, but I'm hardly using it. I'm hardly touching the paper, and that's another way that you get a good result with markers. And if you're wanting to mix colors, it's good to try and do it while they're still wet. So you put your base color down, then you add your other color to it while it is still wet, and it gives a really good blend that way. And we'll contrast the purple with some green. I think a brighter green than the frog. Here we go. So those two colors were New Leaf, YG23, and oh dear, Mignonette, which is YG11. Sorry, I just had to pause there. My computer went to sleep, and I'm just going to have a quick sip of drink. Okay, number 6. Is there any colouring related item you regret buying? Yes, I regret buying the Polychromos pencils, actually. I wish I kind of just held out for the, oh, it's gone from my head. Fibromyalgia fog, head fog is not fun. What are they called, Amanda? Prismas. I wish I just held out for the Prismas, because I like them so much better. I also bought a couple of pencil sharpeners before I found the Kum ones that I've showed in previous videos. What else? That might be it. Yeah, so that's not too bad. I was very disappointed to find out that my Brut and Macaron pencils were basically all broken in the core once I started sharpening them, but I'm not disappointed in the colors or the way the pencils work. So I guess that's not really the same. But yeah, for the amount of things that I've bought lately, I think that's pretty good. Just added some blue to his eyes, which is Robin's Egg Blue B02. What color should I do his little patch there? I think I might do it red. Oh, I just realized I haven't put any paper behind, but that's okay. It's not going through to the next one. All good. Let's add some shadow to his eyeballs, because you know, eyeballs need shadow. Okay. I like using just sort of like a warm off-white for eyeball shadows. And this one is Brick White E40, and I use this color for so many things. It's very versatile. Okay. I might use the grey around here. So go back to the C3. Add in some shadow. Question 7. Other than colouring, what do you enjoy doing? I love doing pretty much anything that's creative. I love to do puzzles. I have recently started doing Lego sets, and I love to, when I have the energy, I really love to cook. I love, you know, like home design, home decor. I did actually study interior design before I studied graphic design, so that is a passion of mine as well. I love to read. I especially love like Jane Austen period novels. I just think they're so clever and witty, and I really, really enjoy them. What else do I enjoy? I do like watching TV and streaming services, Netflix. I especially love like friendly competition reality shows. So in Australia we have MasterChef and The Block, although that is getting less friendly as people are being more nasty to each other. And on Netflix I've really enjoyed shows like The Big Flower Challenge, I think it's called. And then there's like Blown Away, which is glass blowing. You know, those kinds of shows where people are being creative, even though it's a competition, they get to express themselves creatively, and I just love watching people create. I think it's really, really interesting to see how different people interpret the same brief or the same challenge. I think that's why I really like buddy colours too, because you just get to see a variety of people's ideas and how they would go about colouring the same thing, which is really cool. And I think the world is a really interesting place full of creative people, and I just love experiencing that. So I just used, for the little alien, I used Mint Green BG13 and Aqua BG15. Okay, next question, number 8. Do you have a go-to colour palette? I kind of do, I guess. particularly when I'm using my markers, I really, I love using the really pale colors. So I'll show you some that I use a lot. Where's my pale purple gone? So really pale colors. I just think they're so pretty. And I tend to use like pinks, purples, turquoises a lot. And then I, you know, add in some yellow or like a peachy pink or a peachy orange for some contrast, that sort of thing. Yeah, I really enjoy those colors and I'm drawn to them a lot and kind of keep going back. So yeah, that's the palette that I tend to use. In fact, I might do a peachy sort of spaceship, which I know is a bit unusual, but hey, it's my book, I can do what I like. And sometimes I just like doing things in unexpected colors. Sometimes I think mostly I tend to do things in colors that you would expect, but it's fun to mix it up a bit. So, colouring this in. See how quick markers are? I just love it. So good. Oops. Although sometimes I get carried away and end up going outside the lines, but that's okay. I was watching a video that Johanna Basford put out actually, and it was one of her tutorials, I think. And she was colouring and she said, you know, it really doesn't matter if you go outside the lines. And it's true, but I kind of felt like, you know, Johanna Basford saying that kind of gave me permission to not worry about it quite so much myself. So I think of that often actually when I'm colouring. So thanks, Johanna, for that advice. It's been really helpful. So the colours I just used there for the spaceship are pumpkin yellow, which is YR15, and light orange, which is YR02. So I have used a lot of colours, and I do tend to do that when I colour, even if they're similar colours. Like I've used a more of a cool blue here and more of a warm blue there. So the puppies have just decided to push their way into the room. So if you hear tippy tappy toes and tail bangs on the legs of the table, that's what it is. Hopefully they'll be quiet. But I think they're coming looking for their lunch. They like to sneak some of my lunch each day, and I must admit that I don't mind sharing it with them. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, number 9. What was your favorite vacation? Or here in Australia, we call it holiday. It 150% was. A number of years ago, I had the opportunity to go to London for about 6 weeks and stay with my really close friends there, and it was just the best time of my life. I have wanted to sorry for all the interruptions. I have to admit that my time isn't always my own. I do help to care for my stepfather, who is very sick with Parkinson's, and we have nurses and support staff coming in and out of the house a lot, and they need to speak to me, or doctors are coming in, or the puppies are wanting attention. So I apologize for any noise or anything that is interrupting the video. Yeah, this is just life. Okay, so number 9 was what was your favourite vacation? Yeah. So London absolutely was the best. I did do one day trip out to Bath and Salisbury, where Stonehenge is, which was amazing. But mostly I just spent time in London itself. And I explored the city and got to see all the historic things. I love history. I've wanted to visit London ever since I was a little girl. And I actually managed to see the Queen twice in one day as she was driven past, which was like a bucket list moment for me. It was really, really cool. I absolutely loved it, and I would love to go back one day. I'd really love to take my niece to London, and I'd love to take my mum to London, and I'd love to take my niece to Paris, because she loves everything French. Okay, so I'm going to do the background now with a deep reddish blue, which is BV17. I might move some of these markers out of the way, over on this side, so I've got a bit more room. So, do some space sky. Don't know if you can hear that, but the marker is making like a squeaky noise on the paper. It's not as bad as nails on a chalkboard, but it's not far off. It's making my teeth tingle. So just going around the little alien in behind the glass, which I will work out how to do in a minute. Keep going in the same direction. Gives a bit of a hazy, wispy, not solid sky look, which is what we are after. Around Mr. Froggy. I don't really like doing full backgrounds, to be honest, at least not in marker. And this has turned out lighter than I expected, this blue, but that's okay too. Suppose I could do a second layer. But yeah, I kind of just like to do wispy, fadey. Ooh, got a bit carried away there. Wispy, fadey backgrounds because, I don't know, I just like them. And we all have our preferences, don't we, in how we like to do things. Like it to be a bit uneven. I don't want like a uniform roundness or anything like that. Question 10. What are your hopes for your channel for the last part of this year? Well, really, I just want to keep growing. I want to keep connecting with other people who love to color. I want to keep developing my skills and, you know, maybe sharing some of my skills. I don't pretend to be a professional colorist or even necessarily to be that great at coloring, but I do really love it, and there are some things that I have learnt along the way that I would like to share and that others might find interesting. But yeah, I'm really thankful for all. Oh, I'm just shaking a Posca pen. I'm really grateful for everyone who has liked the channel and supported me so far. I'm just so thrilled that you've decided to come on this little adventure with me and are interested in what I am creating and doing. It's just been a whole lot of fun, and I'm sorry I didn't do it a whole lot earlier. Originally it was years ago that I had the idea to do this, and I just kind of was too afraid or something, I'm not quite sure. But I'm so glad that I've done it and that I've connected with so many great people. It's really fun, really good. Now, I've never really known how to color glass, and I'm sure this isn't the best way to do it. Megan did hers really well, but I'm just sort of adding some highlights and some blue. Maybe I need to add more highlight, I'm not sure. Get it going around the edges here. Oops, where the light might have picked up a bit more. Not sure about that. What else can I do? I will add some Jelly Roll Stardust for the little stars. Not sure if you can see that. What about there? Maybe I'll add some on here too. That might help. I love how sparkly these Stardust pens are. Especially the clear ones. You can just layer it on anything. Yeah, it's not the best glass, but that's okay. So I have answered all 10 questions, and basically I'm pretty happy with this here. It's all finished. I'll hold it up a bit so you can have a little look around. Again, this is another reason why I love Chris's books, because you can do a quick color and it will still look great. You don't have to spend hours and hours doing a page, but you totally could if you wanted to. I guess it's true of any coloring really, but I just feel like his artwork lends itself to it especially. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed watching me color. This is the first time I've done a full, completed a full page on camera. If this is something you'd like me to continue to do, let me know. I also hope you found my answers to the questions interesting. Get to know me a little bit more, and yeah, don't forget to go over to Disney Meg's Colouring and check out Megan's video and hear her questions. And if you would like to do one of these videos with me, or if you would like to answer the same questions and create a hashtag from it, I guess we could do that too, but let me know down in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day. Happy coloring, and I'll see you next time. Bye.